Peace and blessings, everybody. I am Melissa Renee, and I decided to go ahead and expound on the message of the day that I do on my TikTok, because it only gives me 10 minutes, and I could do like 2, 3, 4, 5 parts, but I'd rather just put it out there, say what it needs to be said all in one wrap, and maybe I'll share little clips on my TikTok. So the message of today, the card that I pulled today was this Neptune card, and it was a gift. It came right side up, and like I explained on my TikTok, but I don't mind explaining it here, that Neptune is basically having to deal with the metaphysical, having to deal with our spirituality, things that happen with us inner-wise, hence being spiritual beings. And it said vision. So it has to do with our vision, being able to accomplish our vision or make our vision come into fruition, and tapping into our inner self. So I just want to expound on that a little bit. One thing I will say is that when I read and explained the message of the day, which was this card, I'll read the gift that it said. The gift that it gave us with this card was: allow yourself to float, to swim in the great ocean of the collective consciousness. Soak up the presence of divine soul. There is no separation between you and all sentient beings, between you and the realms of gods and spirits. And what I was explaining to everyone, what I felt that message was giving us today, was basically saying that if you're feeling that you're been doing everything you're supposed to do in the practical sense, you've been working hard, you've been putting in the work, the time, the effort, you've been paying your bills. I'm just using this as an example. You've been saving up your money, you've been focused, you haven't been playing around, but you still aren't seeing things happening for you, things going to fruition. It could be that, yeah, you're doing things in the practical sense, but maybe you need to tap in more on the spiritual sense. You need to be one with yourself, connected with yourself, so that you can then take the practical and take the spiritual and balance those out to really see the success and the things, your dreams, to come true, come to fruition. The visions that you have actually come to reality. And it may be unorthodox, and maybe that's the thing you're missing, is the fact that you're doing the practical work, but now it's time to tap in to do some spiritual work to bring it in fruition. And I wanted to expound and say this in that message today, but I only get 10 minutes. But I really wanted to expound on it because I was listening to Shavi Zane on YouTube. Make sure y'all go check her out. She's a very enlightened sister. I love her readings. I listen to her readings a lot. And it's funny, when I pulled this card and it said this, she just did a reading, I believe yesterday, and it was speaking on the fact of having blockages. And she even made herself an example to say that, I was doing the work, I was doing everything I needed to do as far as to heal, to grow, to do my self shadow work. And she was like, things were still kind of moving slow, and she didn't know what was missing, and realized that it was some other work that she had to do that was beyond this earthly realm, that she had to connect herself with in order for her to see the work she's done, to see the results. So I just wanted to say that. So with that being said, like, that's what this card was speaking on, and what this card, this message was for today. But I just wanna let's see if we can get a little bit more message and dig a little deeper in. Like it's telling us like we need to tap in, connect with ourselves to be able to see that vision come to life, come to reality. Let's ask our spiritual guides and the Most High some more questions about this vision. Like, you know, what all steps do we need to take? You know, we need to do our spiritual work, you know what I'm saying? But what does that look like? You know, what is that? And I'm shuffling my cards, and I say this disclaimer all the time. I do not claim to be an intuitive reader. I am not a tarot reader, of course. I'm just guided with a message through my Star Code Astro Oracle cards, and just sharing this message with you, and whoever it resonates with, right? So let's just ask another question, like, you know, what else do we need to know about this vision? About, you know, being able to bring our vision to life. Oh, did that come out too quickly? So, progression came upside down. So, I'll pull another one. So with progression coming upside down, we know that's a challenge. It says progression and journey. So with that challenge, maybe, you know, it's something that we need to challenge ourselves with in regards to a journey we need to be on or we're on to be able to get that vision out. So I'm going to read more into that using the guidebook. I'm going to pull one more. Let's see what it says. Most High spiritual guides. What else do we need to know about bringing this vision that we have to fruition? That's more that you need to have. It's too many. Okay. Another one. It says cultivate. Well, it actually landed this way. So did this one. And I just picked it up this way. Cultivate. Taurus. So progression. And honestly, I believe the progression. But you know what? Because I turned it this way, you're going to keep it there. All right, so let's read these two cards. Like I said, this is progression, the journey. So when I said what else do we need to know in regards to this vision, we just discussed about, you know, tapping more in, connecting with yourself, connecting more with your spiritual being so that you can help push that vision into fruition. And it's saying progressions and journey. So let's just read. Let's read what it says. And these are messages for me too, you guys. So progressions, journey. The planets continuously move through time and space. When you are born, you imprint the patterns of that moment, which are described in your natal chart. But the planets keep moving, and you also imprint the patterns that make as the progress through those first few months. These progressions stretch out the big, sweeping journey of your life. You live that pattern out at roughly the rate of a year to a day for the rest of your life. Once you're born, you can't choose the cycles you live through, but you always choose how you respond. So you can't control the things that happen around you, but you can definitely control how you respond or interact or engage with it, okay? So the action says progressions do not speak of a passing thing, but to the big sweeping arcs of karmic fate, to your soul's journey. So it said progressions do not speak of a passing thing, but to the big sweeping arcs of karmic fate, to your soul's journey. So our progressions have more to do with our purpose, our soul's journey, leading us to our purpose, I should say. Your present situation may not make sense in the short term because it has more to do with big karmic patterns and how those intersect with the karmic patterns of the world's progress, and less to do with your daily existence. So, once again, like this card was telling us, we got to be we got to think out of the box. So if you're somebody who doesn't necessarily are ethereal and think on a more subconscious, spiritual, metaphysical sense, then it's time for you to kind of step out of that box and consider it. Open your mind, broaden your horizons, because what they're saying is that blockage that you're experiencing when you doing the practical work and you don't see why you can't see the results has to do more so with karmic patterns, you know. And you might hear people say, you know, those are the karmas, meaning these are things that these are blockages that may have more to do with your past lives, you know, things in the past that happened like in another life. It might sound crazy to some people, but because I'm familiar with, you know, those things, I like how Shavi Zanes explains that a lot of times people who are, she likes to say chosen, people who are chosen are people who are on this spiritual path to their journey. They have to deal with a lot of karmic things in their lives. It's kind of like you are paying for maybe some debts in the past life, based on your lineage, based on your ancestors, that type of thing. So that's why I say it has less to do with your daily existence. So you're thinking that certain blockages, certain things that you are feeling like, I'm doing the work, what's the problem? It has more to do with, in a spiritual sense, your karmic patterns, the past lives, or the things that was passed down from your lineage. You know, it's like you have to break certain cycles. You have to break those generational curses. Those could be the things that's holding you up. So I can say in more of a layman's terms, that your maybe something in your family that's often done is maybe there is less connection with self. Maybe there is less of a spiritual awakening or awareness. Like, you know, maybe it was more about making money, getting the business, being wealthy, and less to do with connecting with oneself. Maybe that's a pattern you have to break. Maybe you have to be the person who becomes more in tune and aware and brings that spirituality and that connection with oneself. Maybe you have to bring that into the forefront, bring that back into your family, bring that back into your lineage, and pass those things along. Because it's not to say that that was never in your family's history. You know, maybe it was far down the line, and then eventually it was just like people stopped doing it. People stopped, you know, people thought it was old school. People thought mama, mima, nana, like nobody ain't doing that no more. Nana, nobody is, you know, doing those rituals. Nobody's lighting candles and giving thanks and honor to their ancestors. No one's doing that stuff anymore. So maybe those things kind of went away, and it was more about things that seemed more practical, seemed more trendy, because they didn't want people to think they were crazy, or, you know, back in the past, you know, not being up to trend with what's going on now. and the detachment, it just became more detached, more detached, more detached. And maybe you're supposed to bring that back. And maybe when you do, that's when you're going to break those cycles. And that's when you'll start to see the visions that you have start to actually have results, or you may even start to see your vision even more clearer. Like you might start to see the bigger picture, and you might aim for a bigger vision because maybe your vision was too small. So it says, stand back and look at your life's journey. Think of the years you engaged with the world and the years you needed time for more personal work. Consider making a timeline or painting this landscape to see where you are in those big sweeping patterns. So I'm going to read that again. Think of the years you engaged with the world and the years you needed time for more personal work. Consider making a timeline or painting this landscape to see where you are in those big sweeping patterns. So it's basically saying that you might need to take a moment. You might need to self-reflect and think about the times where you needed to do some more personal work. Maybe you didn't. And how that looked. And if you didn't do that personal work, like kind of take a step back and look at your journey throughout and see if you can recognize the certain karmic patterns that you actually are doing as well, that was passed down to you, like that's been going on in your lineage, in your family line, in your in your family for some time now. Like look at where you've done it, and then maybe that's where you can pinpoint to know, like this is where I'm going to stop this. I'm not going to do this. So like so I'll say one for me, for example. So when I look at a karmic pattern with me, a karmic pattern that I can see with myself is safe. I realized that about myself. Like I had all these ideas, all kind of things I wanted to do, but the karmic pattern that I noticed in my family is to play it safe. So I can recall, I remember being in school and I wanted to be an actress. From the time I tried out for the drama club, I tried out for dance and drama in 5th grade, but I didn't make the dance. I guess I wasn't as graceful enough. But I made the drama, and I enjoy acting. Like I was in a play in 3rd grade. I remember before that I had speaking parts when I was like in kindergarten and in 1st grade. So I loved acting. I tried out for drama, I made it, and fell in love with it from that point on. Like from 6th grade all the way up into high school, I was in theater. Even in college, I took theater as an elective. Now, why didn't I take theater as a major? Well, because when I expressed, you know, when your family say, what do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? And when I expressed that, oh, I want to act. I want to do theater. I want to be an actress. And it was like, what you going to do with that? What you going to do with a theater degree? What, you going to be a drama teacher? What are you going to do with that? And then I was like, oh, well, I guess I can't do that. And I then changed my major from being theater, and I said, well, I'll major in English. Now, this is how you know when you're not moving in spirit and purpose, because I struggled in college with a English degree. I struggled because I didn't want to be an English teacher. I liked writing. I liked doing English. Hence why I took it, because I was like, well, I do like writing, you know, but I like writing in a creative manner, or writing as far as self-expression. And it wasn't there. My head wasn't in the game, because it wasn't my purpose. And it was telling, but I didn't understand that, because I was living in my karmic pattern of doing what I was told, doing what was safe, not stepping out of the box. Had I understood that at the time, I would have been able to see, like, okay, well, everybody did something safe. You know, everybody, you know, social worker, you know, teacher. You know, teachers are very big in my family. Oh, pastor. Oh, you know, accountant. Oh, you know, very, you know, 9 to 5, by the book, very practical. And had I broke the cycle to say, well, this is my life and this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do theater, and I'm not going to worry about what I'm going to do afterwards, because the Most High got me. Whatever I'm supposed to do, I'll do. Wherever this degree leads me to, this degree will lead me to. And I was really good at theater when I took it in college, the class that I took. Like, my theater teacher loved me. I loved her. I thought she was great. And it's crazy, because I went to South Carolina State, and that's the same college that, I can't think of his name. I want to say it's Thomas McCall. I can't think of his last name, but he played Tommy off of Martin. He graduated from South Carolina State University. So there was so much inspiration that I could have gained from that. But instead, I followed the same karmic pattern of, okay, I don't want to go against the odds. I'm going to play it safe. They say, what am I going to do with this? I didn't use my voice and vocalize my passion to say, I don't know, but I'll figure it out when I get down there. I mean, when I get to that point. So that's an example of how you have to step back sometimes, and you have to see how you see the world. You have to kind of do some self-reflection to see how you are falling into a karmic pattern that has been karmic within your lineage, within your family, within your history, your ancestors before you, right? You have to see that. So now I'm at the point, because I've grown, and you know, just through the people I'm around, like, you know, I love my husband for this, because he, you know, meeting him, you know, I would say ideas, and he would say, so why aren't you doing them? And I'm like, because what, you know, because my husband's like, I wanted a label. He started his own music label. He had artists, you know, he wanted to do videography. He started doing videos. He wanted to do photos. He started doing photos. Now he's a great photographer, a great videographer, and gets paid for it, and didn't go to school, but it was something he wanted to do, and he did it. He didn't let things limit him, whereas the karmic pattern I lived in was limitations, you know, not stepping out there. So now I'm in a place where now I saw the patterns, and it's like, hey, I'm going to do my own business. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be something who creates things of my own. And that's why now I create my own candles. I'm burning blessings and abundance right now. Ooh, it smells so good. It's at the bottom, but you know, and I'm not giving up, because these are things I want to do. This is the path that I chose, that I want to take, and I definitely feel like it's my purpose. So I definitely believe that's what it's saying. Like make that timeline. Sit there if you got to write it down, or if you just got to think about it, and see where the patterns are. And it says this situation may feel fated, but the outcome is not this situation may feel fated, but the outcome is not predestined. Though you may feel uncomfortable, you always have a choice about how you respond and where you go. So it's like once you figure out the cycle, you know, how can I say this? So it's basically saying like, if you're in the state right now where you feel like everything you're doing, you can't see the results, it's not happening for you, don't feel like it's the end of the world. Don't feel like I just give up, because what am I going to do? Because it's not predestined, meaning like it's not already written to say that, okay, if you try to come out with this, like for instance, with Bella Minded Apothecary, you try to come out with these candles, these incense, it's not going to work. You're going to fail. It's already written in the stars. It's like, no, you have a purpose, and you can reach your purpose based off of the decisions and choices you make. If you're passionate about it, if you know, like, this is what I want to do, this is where I want to go, you have that ability. You can't control things outside of you, but you can definitely control what you do, how you respond, how you maneuver. So I couldn't control people telling me like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do with this degree? What you gonna do when it don't work? Like, I can't control if it doesn't work. But what I can do is say that this is something I want to do, and if I'm doing something that I love and I'm passionate about, like, I'm not going to worry, and I'm not going to cloud and pollute my mind of the what if it ain't. I'm going to respond like, well, what if it is? Or better yet, when it does. I'm speaking that into the universe. I'm speaking that into existence. When it happens, this is what I'm going to do. And that's what they mean about you still have a choice, and you still have a choice in how you respond. So you could sit here and feel discouraged and defeated, or you could say, okay, this is going to happen. This is what it is. This is the purpose. It's not like you set what's going to happen. You set your destiny. So let's go on. It says, to help guide you in the moment, consider where you would like to be at the end of your life, a far distant point, and look back. Let this future become your lighthouse to guide you. Even though you may have to go around the rocks and work with the tides, let your lighthouse guide you. So you set your destiny. What you say is going to happen, let that be what drives you. Let that be what aligns you with your purpose and get you to where you are. So that then coming back requires this Neptune vision card. That requires, if I go back to 26 where it says, allow yourself to float, to swim in the great oceans of the collective consciousness. Soak up the presence of divine soul. There is no separation between you and all the sentient beings, between you and the realms of gods and spirits. So you can get to your vision. You can get to your vision. But through your journey, you're going to have to be able to be that motivation for yourself. You're going to be able to have to look at the patterns of what you typically do and break those cycles, and actually take that vision and use that vision of what you see. Take your vision and allow your vision to be the lighthouse that guides you through your journey. Allow your vision to be the lighthouse that guides you through your journey, through your progression. This is what it is. Not what everybody else says around you, but what it is. And through your journey, you're going to be able to break those cycles to get to that vision. So it's all a journey. And it's all about how you respond and how you deal with the obstacles that come. And as long as you use your vision to be the lighthouse, to be the guide, to get you through that light that keeps shining, even when sometimes you're feeling discouraged, this is what's going to be that light through the dark, through the mist, through the fog. That's going to help you. Okay, so the challenge is, this is not a small obstacle or opportunity. This is part of a complex pattern. Every choice you make changes how it unfolds. I'll read that again. This is not a small obstacle or opportunity. This is a part of a complex pattern. Every choice you make changes how it unfolds. So your vision is not small. Okay? The opportunities that will come to you are not just little opportunities. So don't treat your vision like it's small. Don't treat your vision like it's just, no. Your vision is as big as you want it to be. Like I said previously, some of y'all may be thinking too small. That's why you're seeing the blockage and you're not seeing the results that you want to see. Maybe it's time for you to think bigger. Maybe you looking at opportunities like, it's just a little thing, instead of actually taking advantage of that opportunity and seizing the moment and making that opportunity become a big grand gesture for you and whatever vision that you want to bring to fruition. And this is based on your choices. So you can make a choice that steps you up, or you can make a choice that's going to step you four steps back. Or you can make a decision that just veers you off the course altogether. This is ultimately up to you, because this is your vision. It's nobody else's vision. It's your vision. So you have control over your vision. I needed that, honey. Child, listen, talk to me. So now we're going to go with cultivate. Cultivate. Now, I can tell you right now, looking at cultivate and looking at Taurus, one thing I'm going to tell you right now, that this card, the energy that is telling us is that, and I'm going to read, since I picked it up wrong and then picked it up upside down, I'm going to read the challenge and the gift in this, okay? Because maybe somebody needs to hear the challenge, somebody needs to hear the gift. But Taurus, I already can tell you, Taurus has the energy of manifestation. Okay? They have the energy of manifestation. Very great energy at getting the things that they want with ease. With ease, okay? Cultivating, getting what they want. Taurus is what, in the second house? That's that's its natal house, right? The second house, not natal house, but yeah, that's the not natal house. That is the ruling house, excuse me. The ruling house of Taurus is the second house. And the second house has a lot to do with money, with assets, with value. So we already know that right now the message coming to us with this energy is about the value, the money, cultivating that, making that happen, making this vision have value, or give us value, or us seeing the value in the vision through the journey. So let's see. It says Taurus asks you to hold still, dig in, grow roots, and strengthen over time. Manifest in a practical way. Signified by a bull standing in its field, Taurus rules the neck and voice. Its purpose is to bring life into matter through growing wildflowers and crops. Through our muscular strength and the sensual potential of our bodies, and through the solidness of material resources. So right now it's basically telling us, like, we need to cultivate. We need to be able to plant the seeds that we need to plant so that we can harvest what we're supposed to harvest. And we need to have this energy, this bull, okay? A little stubbornness, not moving. Keep going. Like, not moving in the sense of, like, not letting anything teeter and totter us, not letting anything waver us, be steadfast. So, like, when I was told, like, what you gonna do with a theater degree, that's the energy I was supposed to have. Plenty. I'm gonna act. That's why I got it. I'm going to go here. That's what I'm going to do. Like, you know, I should have cultivated that dream. I should have sat down when I was asked, well, what you going to do with this degree, instead of just giving in because I didn't have an answer at that moment. What I should have did was go back and say, okay, you know what I'm saying? I should have been like, what I'm going to do with this degree? Okay, I'm going to go to here. What schools else can I go to? Can I go to Juilliard? I'm just throwing it out. You know, what are some good theater schools? What are some good places, you know, some good theater schools that I can go to? Like, what is some theater companies I can work for? Like, I should have did the work and planted the seeds so that I could manifest my vision. So my vision could have came into manifestation. And I should have stayed fast and stayed stayed 10 toes down. And I shouldn't have wavered. I should have just kept on pushing ahead, using them arms. Using them arms and push it through. This gonna happen. This is going to happen. My vision is coming into fruition. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. Okay? You know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to show you what I'm about to do with it. I'm going to show you what I'm about to do with it. And I'm going to be great at what I do. And what I do, you're going to see the value I bring to it and the value it brings to me. I'm going to show you. So let's get into the action. Work with the metaphor of gardening. Plow the ground, plant the seeds, nurture the crops with water and fertilizer, and protect those crops from predation. Grow roots rather than travel. Investigate what concrete form your project should take and the next practical steps in that direction. Remember, I should have been preparing, Appreciate the senses. Notice what you see, what you smell, what you hear, feel, and taste. Use the senses to be in the present moment and let time flow by. Cuddle, feed. In a relationship, listen to both the signals of body chemistry and the practicalities of your life to give it a fertile field. Cultivate your garden like a slowly growing flower basking in the sun. Find contentment in this moment. Explore the roots of the situation. Ask what feeds this idea or what feeds your soul. If you're feeling pushed about, sit, hold still, grow roots, and let the storm pass over you. Don't hurry. Play the long game as you plant and tend your crops. So it's a marathon, in the words of Nipsey Hussle. It's a marathon. It's for you to be in the present moment. So the Taurus energy gives us sensuality. Sensuality, that's what they say. Like, be in that moment. Feel that vision. I was hearing something, going back to Shavi Zane again, I believe that she said when she was speaking on like manifestation, and a lot of times people are like, it doesn't work. And it's like, because are you really manifesting it? You know, it's a lot that comes with manifestation. Yeah, you gotta write it. You gotta think it. Then you have to say it. Then you have to write it. Then you should say it out loud again. You should feel that. Feel all of the emotions, all of the passion, all of the purpose, everything about what that vision feels to you, or whatever that thing is that you want to manifest. And then you need to put in the work. You need to plow. You need to dig. You need to plant seeds. You need to cultivate. That's all this is telling us to do, to manifest. That's it. Manifest. Do the work. Do the work. And don't waver. If it looks like it's getting a little rough, that's not the time for you to fall back. You got to keep going. And if it gets hard, that's the time when you do got to sit back and you got to recollect, why do I want to do this? That's when you need to go back to the root of your vision. Why did I have this vision in the first place? What was my purpose in the first place? What am I trying to do in the first place? I said I wanted to heal people. I said I wanted to help people. That's what I said I wanted to do. So if you really want to heal and help people, you mean to tell me you finna give up on healing and helping people because it's getting too hard for you? Because it's not easy for you? You finna stop? But this is the time for you to not give up. This is the time for you to manifest. So I said I was going to read the challenge and the gift because I feel like it flipped downward, but I picked it up. It flipped right side up, but I picked it up upside down. So let's read the challenge first since I picked it up upside down. Taurus access can lead you to mistake stubbornness for strength, or look for spiritual and emotional answers in the material world. I'll read that again. Taurus excess can lead you to mistake stubbornness for strength, or look for spiritual and emotional answers in the material world. There will never be enough stuff to fill an emotional void. Sensuality is a Taurus gift, but sex alone will not fulfill a desire for love. Clarify your hunger. So basically, don't mistake stubbornness for strength. So at the same time, while you're holding steadfast and you're not wavering, understand what you're not wavering about. I was just having this conversation because sometimes we hold on to things because we feel like, well, this is the vision, this is the dream I want to do. But in reality, we just holding on because we're too afraid to let go because that's the only vision we've ever allowed ourselves to have. So be sure that this vision is really a vision that is your purpose, that you're passionate about. So when it says there will never be enough stuff to fill an emotional void, when they said, clarify your hunger. When it says, don't mistake stubbornness for strength or look for spiritual and emotional answers in the material world, which I'll go back to clarify your hunger, meaning you need to understand your purpose and your drive for your vision. If what you're doing is for the purpose of because you want to be famous, you want to be popular, you want to have a name, you want to have a nice house, you want to have a nice car, you want people to look at you differently and see that you weren't this, nobody that they thought that you were going to be, that probably is not going to be enough. And if you're holding on to this vision based on that, that's probably why, a lot of the reason why you probably have a blockage and you're not seeing your vision come to fruition, because you're feeding the wrong thing. You're feeding your insecurity. You're feeding your ego. You're feeding your pride. You're not feeding your soul and your purpose. So make sure you understand what your purpose is. And be okay that once you realize, if you sit back and say, you know what, like, I'm really doing this because I don't want people to say I'm a quitter, but I don't have the passion and love behind this. When I look back at why I started this in the first place, I started this in the first place because, I enjoyed it and it was cool, but I never really pictured a picture a future for this. It just kind of picked up and, it picked up and went off, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is cool. I'm getting some feedback from this, but it never really was the love and the passion behind it. So for instance, like, maybe you started doing hair. You was just doing hair, just pastime. You was doing your friend's hair, and they was loving it. They start coming to you, girl, can you do this to my hair? Can you do that to my hair? You was doing it. You was good at it. You could do the certain styles. You was doing your hair. You was doing your friend's hair, to the point where other people start seeing it. It was like, oh, man, who did your hair? And they would say, you. And they were like, oh, can you do my hair? So you start doing other people's hair, getting paid for it, getting popular for it. Oh, she do good feed in braids. She do good sister locks. She do good 2-strand twist. She do good, the little boho gypsy lock. She does great. So you're getting popular. But the only thing that's driving you to keep doing this is because you getting paid, you getting some attention, some popularity behind this. But every day it's just seemed like it's more of a struggle. It's more of a pull or a push, more of a pull, pulling yourself along to keep doing this thing. Because you feel like if you quit and say, this is not what I really want to do, people be like, are you crazy? You see how much money you get paid from doing this? Look how much you get paid. You bought a car, you brought your dream car with doing this. You know what I'm saying? You get invited here. You get now, you getting like influencers and celebrities asking you to do your hair. Why would you quit? And maybe that's what's keeping you there, because you feel like you're going to miss something if you decide to let it go. because you're doing it for the wrong reason. You're not doing it because you was actually passionate about doing hair. It's just something that fell in your lap, and because it fell in your lap, you was like, well, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. And now you're stuck and you feel trapped because you really don't want to do it. But then you're thinking like, well, this is what everybody works for, right? This is the very thing that fell in my lap is what people are working hard to get. But that's not true. Some people's passion is the fact that they like doing hair. They love doing people's hair. They love to fix people's hair and see how happy and ecstatic they are. They don't have to do a celebrity hair. They just want to do hair, period. They like being creative with their hands. They like coming up with new styles or learning new styles and doing new styles on people. Their purpose and motive behind what they're doing may not have anything to do with any exterior material value. But you're holding on for that very purpose. You're being stubborn. And you might need to let that go because that's not your vision. Maybe that's not your vision. And maybe you need to let it go so that you can finally see what that vision is. And a lot of us won't let it go because it's like, well, I never took the time to think about anything else I wanted to do. Well, maybe this is the sign right now for you to start thinking about other things that make you feel passionate. What makes you feel passionate? What drives you? What, as someone said on social media what time, what could you do for free that you wouldn't mind doing every day of your life? If you got paid to do it or not, you would do it. Start from there. If it's eating, if you feel like I could eat every day and nobody, because I'm a foodie, I love food, then start reviewing food. Start somewhere, and you don't know where that may lead you. You don't know where you may go with that vision. But it's something that drives you and motivates you, that excites you, that makes you feel good, happy, gives you some type of purpose, and that's what your vision should be. Your vision should stem from that. So some of us, what this message is telling us is that we need to be able to tap into ourselves, tap into our spirituality, connect with ourselves so that we can find our vision, so we can understand our vision, so that we can cultivate this vision and manifest this vision. So for some of us, it's telling us we struggling on this journey. You struggling on this journey of this vision you have because it ain't the vision you supposed to be implementing. It's not your purpose. It's not the vision. It's not the vision that you have for yourself. It's not the vision that is laid on your heart. It's something that just so happily fell in your lap, and now you kind of like, well, I don't see what else I should be doing. I mean, it came this easy. Sometimes that's a lot of our problems. We think if something comes by us easily, that it's meant to be. Oh, it fell in my lap. That's what it was meant to, like. So I guess it's meant to be. That's what it is. But sometimes, most of the time, the thing that's meant to be is the thing that you're going to work your ass off for. You're going to put your blood, sweat, and tears in. You're going to be mentally, physically, spiritually, all of that, all synced in with that vision, with what it is that you want to do, because you put so much into it. You're not going to take it for granted. Sometimes it's the things that just fall in our lap that's so easy for us that we don't have that same passion behind, because it just came so easily. We didn't work hard for it. We didn't go through the ups and downs. We didn't have nights we was crying about it. We didn't have any of that. We didn't treat it like it was a baby that we created from birth and see it grow and come to fruition and become something that we just didn't even imagine. We didn't do that. It just fell there. We just was kind of like, oh, okay. Something fell in your lap. You start doing it, and maybe that's why you haven't grown from that. Maybe that's why you haven't expounded on that. And you can't figure out other things to go and other directions you can take it. You can't think of a direction you can take it because maybe it's not the vision. Maybe that's not what you're supposed to be doing. So this may be a sign for you to clarify, for you to get clarity on what is driving that vision for you. Where is it stemming from? Is the hunger coming from something more external for some outside validation? Or is the hunger coming from a place of passion and purpose? Something meaningful? I'm just saying. Because the journey is not going to get easier, and you're going to continue to see blockage. You're not going to get any point to where you're like, whoo, finally. You're not going to get to a point where you're going to finally be happy or content with what you're doing. And I'm getting that energy too. I'm just telling you what the energy I'm getting is saying. Spirit is saying, and some of you are on this journey, and you keep going and you keep going and you keep going, and as much success as you get and as much money as you get from this, you still don't feel complete. You still don't feel satisfied. You still don't feel content. You still don't really feel like you accomplished anything. That's what Spirit is telling me. Some of y'all are on this journey with this vision, and it's never a complete vision for you. It's never enough. And you keep doing and doing and doing and doing and adding because it's never enough. You're never going to be satisfied with this vision. It's never going to look like a complete vision to you, because that's not your vision. Your vision, and that's why they want you to tap into that Neptune energy, which is your spirituality. Your vision is going to be connected with your spirituality. Your vision is going to be your purpose. Your vision is going to be your purpose. Your vision is going to be your spirituality, not your spirituality, meaning you have to do something with your spirituality, but it's going to connect with you there. It's going to, when you have that vision, you're going to feel it spiritually. It's going to connect with your inner self, with your spiritual self. And it's just going to click. Like, yeah, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to do. And you're going to see that vision clearly. And you're going to work towards that vision. And you're going to be steadfast. And you're not going to teeter or totter with that vision. You're going to be head on with that vision. You're going to be on that journey. You're going to be on that journey. You're going to be working on that journey. You're going to be able to break those karmic patterns and break those cycles. You're going to be able to do that with that vision when it's spiritually connected, when it's tapping into you spiritually. But it's not tapping in. This vision that you're trying to implement and do, it ain't connected with your spirit. That's why it's never enough. You keep pouring into this vision and pouring into this vision and pouring into this vision, and every time you pour something in, it's like it's something missing. It's something missing. Something missing. What's missing? And that's why it's always going to be something missing, because it's not, the vision is not connected with your spiritual. Your journey is going forever. You're going to feel so, it's going to forever feel like roadblocks. Roadblocks. You're not going to ever see this vision in its fullness, because it's not the vision you're supposed to be doing. No, it's not. And because it's not rooted in your purpose. It's not rooted with your passion. Should I read the gift? I'll read the gift too. It says, everything that surrounds you is made up of matter. And the word matter comes from the Latin word mater, or mother. Taurus connects you to the sacred earth with Mother Gaia herself, the physical vessel who holds spirit in the body, in the plants, and in the earth beneath us. That's the gift. So for those who have this vision, and they are connected with this vision, they feel it spiritually, it's connected with their spiritual being. Those who have that vision, that is, they dreamt it, it came in a dream, they knew it, they felt it, they breathe it, sleep it, walk it, like it's something that's steady on their mind, like they can't let it go, they can't let this vision go. Like your journey, your blockage may just be that you have to do the spiritual work. You have to sit back and look at those patterns and those things that you don't realize you're doing, that you have to cut. That's why you're not seeing it, like they say, in your daily practices, like in the earthly realm, because you need to break some karmic cycles, some things that was passed on from your lineage. And once you do that, you know, you can cultivate, you can manifest, you can plant those seeds, you can stay rooted, don't waver, keep going. You know, like, this is your baby. That vision is your baby. You are the mother. Nurture it. So that's what it's saying. For those who have that vision, they're saying nurture the vision. Nurture your vision. Treat it like it's a baby. Take care of it. You ain't gonna just let that baby go. If times get hard, you gonna figure it out. That baby hungry, you ain't got it, you gonna figure out how to get that food. You gonna figure out how to get that meal. You gonna feed that baby. So this vision is your baby. You are the mother. Nurture the vision. Nurture the vision. Nurture the vision. And stop the karmic patterns. Get out your own way. Stop the karmic patterns. Okay? Step out of what the normal thing that your family or your group tells you to do. I feel more as family. It's your family lineage more. So yeah, that's what I got from that. Listen here, it got me sitting here thinking. I'm sitting here like, When it come to my vision, I'm like, what is you telling me? But I'm gonna tell you, with me, I feel like a lot has to do with even what I'm doing now. This is not something that, when it comes to my family, this is something probably more frowned upon. This is not the normal thing to do. And, you know, that's probably another karmic pattern that I have to stop, that I stop doing. And it's doing things that, you know, because some of us come from families who feel like, you know, what you do represents them, like the whole family. And it's like, that's not our burden to carry. That's nobody's burden to carry. Nobody in my family, nobody in anybody's family. Like, no one person should have to carry on the representation of an entire family, because family is big. That's not our responsibility. We're responsible for living in our purpose and doing what's best for our community, for our family, for our tribe. And sometimes the best thing to do for your family is be your authentic self, so that you can show your other family members that it's okay to be your authentic self. And your authentic self might not look like what everybody else is used to seeing in your family. So some of us are sit in families where we feel trapped into looking and being uniform and operating in a way that we're told is acceptable, and we're not being our authentic self. And once again, that's a karmic pattern. So when you're doing something that is not necessarily considered the norm in your family, that could put a lot of pressure on you to hide those things and not live those things outright, not be your authentic self, not be true to who you are. Like, this is who I am. This is who I am. You know what I'm saying? I love astrology, cosmology, I said cosmology. Yeah, cosmology. I thought I said cosmetology. Like, I love astrology, cosmology. Like, my spirituality. Yes, I manifest. Yes, I light candles, and I write words of affirmation on my candles and burn them. That's me. Yes, I burn Palo Santos and sage. Yes, that is me. That is what I do. That's who I am. Like, you know, I read cards. That's what I do. That's on me. That's what I have to accept. And it's not to say that that's not something that's looking at my family, who knows, go down the line of your ancestry, the very thing that seems odd to your family that you are, if we could trace back our lineage, our ancestors, you know, that may very well be where you get it from. And I feel like sometimes when you are living your authentic self and not try to conform to what your family presently is telling you or making you feel like you have to be, like, you may be honoring your ancestors. You may be honoring those ancestors to say, like, I don't understand how so detached my predecessors, my lineage, my great grandkids, I don't understand how removed they became from who we are. So you may be bringing life back to that. You may be, you know, honoring your ancestors. Your ancestors may be very proud. That may be the thing that you're supposed to do. who knows? You know, who knows? But that's all. I hope that resonated with everyone. It definitely resonated with me, for sure. So I appreciate you all. If y'all are interested in any of my candles or my incense, or even my, I don't have any sprays in here right now, my incense, you can purchase those at bellaminded.com/apothecary, or it's on my homepage if you just go to bellaminded.com as well. Yes, I enjoyed this. If this resonated with you, if you enjoy this, please hit that like button and subscribe, because I am going to try to do more. Since I do the message of the day, pulling a card, this is a way that I can definitely expound and get more of the message out from the Most High and our spiritual guides. So I thank you so much. You can follow me on here, of course. You can also follow me on The Bella Mood on Instagram. And you can follow me on I'm Bella Minded at TikTok. And is there any other place? Bella Minded on Twitter. And I'm Bella Minded on Threads. So, yeah. But make sure you click that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And yes, I will see y'all all next time. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Peace and blessings.